All right, guys. And the next one I'm going to review today is Green Lantern, the animated series, with only, I would say, with only 3 more episodes left for the first season. It has been renewed for a second season. Thank you. The show has been really picking up since the last couple episodes. And this episode is really special as well because I'll get into that later. But episode 10, entitled Regime Change, was actually a very, very good episode, guys. Gave us a lot of winks and hints to things to come probably in the future of this series. And I'm going to get right into this, okay? So basically the concept of this was Hal and the gang go back to Beltricida and discover that Iolea, I hope, correct me guys, I know I'm saying her name wrong. Iole, the prince, the queen, her brother has gotten a ring, and it's not the ring he wanted. He's gotten a Red Lantern ring. Like I said, guys, correct me on the name. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. And he usurps his sister's throne. The Red Lanterns basically plan to detonate and destroy the planet like they did in the first couple episodes, the first episode. And Hal and the others have to work to work with the resistance to stop this. Ooh, excuse me. And we really get, and even in between that, Hal is basically notifying the Guardians that they need help and everything like that. But the Lantern, the Guardian Appa, is basically like, is not really convinced. He's basically, well, that's not going to happen. Being the blue-faced bastards that I've always said that the Guardians are. So he turns to probably one of the only Lantern Guardians on Oa that actually has some sense, and that's Ganthet. And Ganthet basically says he'll help, but he may have to convince Appa to help and the other Guardians to help. However, even between that, Hal is basically telling Ganthet about, is what Atrocitus and the Red Lantern saying true? Is it a lie or is it true that did you send the Manhunters to wipe out their? And Ganthet and them tell it, no, it's true. It's true. It did happen, and we get a glimpse back of seeing the Manhunters. And I gotta admit that scene between the Manhunters destroying Atrocitus' world reminded me of Terminator Judgment Day. You seeing the robots shooting and taking over. I was like, wow, that's Terminator. That reminds me of Terminator. So afterwards, basically Hal and the gang are basically still trying to get the queen out of her prison and everything like that. So meanwhile, Ganthet is trying to basically convince Appa to, help Hal Jordan. He has a plan, everything like that. But Appa's like, you are you're guilty of things too. You helped Green Lantern, Hal, and all of them escape and everything like that. And that's where it comes to be. Appa just turns turncoat and just puts all the blame on Ganthet. And by that, Ganthet is exiled from the Guardians when he's trying to convince Appa Ale to reveal the truth behind the Red Lantern's hatred of the Guardians. And basically, that's what happens. We see Ganthet basically leaving Oa, like in exile, and he's basically saying, we need hope. And you kept hearing that word over and over and over again in this episode. Hope, hope. So we all, guys, if you're a Green Lantern fan and you know the mythos and what's going on in the comics now, you knew exactly what he was talking about. So Hal and the gang are dealing with what's going on. They're in battle. They're fighting the Red Lanterns. They're trying very hard to fight. And in the meantime, Sadi, after leaving, Sadi brings Ganthet back to help the Lanterns fight. And that's where Ganthet activates this secret device, secret lantern that he put on the ship before they left. And what lantern is that? The Blue Lantern. Yes, we saw the Blue Lantern come out while they were fighting. It was activated. And what it did was it deactivated the Red Lantern's rings and gave the Green Lanterns a major power boost, guys. And we just saw them surging with power. And with this new power, the heroes were able to save the day, basically. And basically, they did what they had to do. They even stopped the planet from blowing up. They rocketed the bomb off the planet, and we had a good time. But once again, gave more hints. The Blue Lanterns are coming. So, but also at the end, Ganthet basically leaves saying, to Sadi that it worked. The device worked. He knows they did well because why? Ladies and gentlemen, because he has hope. And then he leaves the planet. And that was a good episode, man. It just, once again, now what also made this episode really special is because at the end of the episode, this episode was dedicated in memory of Ian Abercrombie. He was the man who voiced Ganthet. He had passed away in January before this episode aired. So my heart goes out to much love and respect, and God rest his soul, to his family and everything like that. You have my sympathies. He was a good voice now for the character. But yeah, he passed away, and I was like, oh wow, that kind of blew me away. But this was an excellent episode with only 3 more episodes left for the first season, which the last episode will air May 26th. We're gearing up for an invasion of the Red Lanterns, very much. But all in all, we see that more, pokes for us fans are being made in this series. We saw Saint Walker. So what's Saint Walker, guys? He's a Blue Lantern, and we saw the lantern left the ship afterwards. So it's getting good, guys. This series has just gotten better and better. I would say after the first 5 episodes, I should say, after the 5th episode, or let me say the first 4 episodes, it really started to get better and better and better. And they've done a really good job on this series, and I've been enjoying it. I'm loving where they're taking this series. And very good stuff right here. Very good. But other than that, guys, you tell me if you guys saw it. What did you think of episode 10, Regime Change, of Green Lantern, the animated series? But other than that, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace with love. Stay tuned. As always, on to the last review I'll do for today. And we all know what that should be. But other than that, you guys take care.